Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we bring you round 4 of the BSTV GT4 TCR series from the marvellous Mosport, or to give it its proper name, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. In the booth with me tonight is Mr. Pete Bingham. Good evening, Pete.
Good evening, viewers.
And doing the bells and whistles and all the magic in the background that you see on your screens is Mr. Sam Boozing. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, all. And no rules this time on the name of the road.
Yeah, we'll be the judge of that, won't we, Pete?
No need to lie at the start, is there really?
So, round 4, Mosport. I've been watching a bit of the practice session, and a few of the guys are having some issues on cold tyres, which is not surprising. But this is a good track, isn't it, Pete? It's one of them flowing tracks that once you get into a rhythm, it all becomes a little bit more simple.
It's a race round here can sometimes become a procession, because overtaking round here is difficult. You've got to stuff it on the inside where somebody doesn't really want you to be, and once that happens, one of those two cars is offline, and I think we'll see a few Cummins-togethers. It is a flowing track. It's a lovely track. There's only one place to get any kind of respite from the action, and it's around after this hairpin. Is this Moss Corner?
I don't know the names of the.
Well, we would have seen it.
Corners.
We would have seen it, but we've just gone straight on. The back straight goes uphill, which is an unusual one for a racetrack. All the way uphill, and then you come into the S's at the end, and that can be very slippy as well. So I'm not surprised you've seen them in practice slipping and sliding, but the track is a lovely flowing track. I really like Mosport.
Yeah, and like you say, overtaking is at a premium round here. There's pretty much one line, and everything else is slippery. Although, you know, it's a morning race, the track isn't particularly hot at the moment. We're just coming up to the end of their 45-minute practice session, and then we go into the 15 minutes open qualifier. So let's have a quick look at the standings at the moment. I'm sure Sam will be able to get them up on the screen for the viewers. So I'll just do the top 5 at the moment. GT4, we've got Andrew Hopley as a runaway leader at the moment. He's won all 3 races so far, so we'll need to see whether he can keep that run going. Second place is Craig Cameron. Third place is Stuart Dick. Fourth is Tom Stanley, and 5th is Simon Field. Into the TCR class, we've currently got Chris Shaw leading the way, closely followed by Kevin Veermont, then Carl Hardy, Scott Malcolm in 4th, and David Ayres in 5th. Just as a side note, obviously we've got the 2 guys that work together for Result Clothing, Carl Hardy and David Ayres. And Carl Hardy is currently ahead of David Ayres in the standings and is winning the race-to-race head-off at 2-1. So had a quick chat with Carl earlier, and David is a lot quicker round here, or a lot closer to Carl's time. So we know we like to rib these guys. So we'll keep an eye on them as well.
Carl Hardy doing well on qualifying outlap.
Yeah, Carl's just managed to put it straight into the fence. So that was a great start. So Pete, you know, we've said about overtaking round here. I'm guessing there's going to be maybe a couple of seconds a lap between the GT4s and the TCRs. What are you expecting from this race? Do you expect to see somebody get on pole, disappear, and never look back? Or do you think, you know, there could be some fight in there up front?
Well, we just saw in practice that Andrew Hopley is fast again round here, as you probably expect. I don't see a runaway leader this time. no way. This track doesn't lend itself to that. You slipstream all the way up that hill that we've just been up. You slipstream yourself down past the start finish. As long as you don't bin it, you can do really well around here. You just got to keep it on the black stuff all the way around, which is easier said than done. First 2 laps are lethal, and I don't know what the tyre drop-off is, but we'll have to see what happens with that. I didn't do enough laps on my practice session to know that one. But all the key players are in the race today that you've just read out, everybody at the top. So it's going to be a very competitive race, I think, and I think there's going to be very, very close racing because this track attracts it. There's some very slow corners like the Moss hairpin that we've just seen. Jamie Jeffrey in a very stylish car, I like the paint job on that one. He's going through the final corner at the moment, and this is where you can get on the inside of somebody and push them a bit wide there and get the advantage.
Yeah, so we've had a few drivers that have said they can't make this round. Rob Lundgren is missing. Roberto Ferrari, who won round 1 in the TCRs, can't make this week, we think. James Underhill is missing as well. But like you say, apart from that, we've got a lot of the usual suspects. We've got a new driver as well signed up this week. Robert Schoenleber. Apologies. I'll do the apologies this week, Pete. We are notorious at getting names wrong, and we will continue to get them wrong unless you put us right. So yes, please feel free to put us right. It's going to be one of those classic races, I think. Like you say, Pete. Difficult to overtake, but not impossible. There's a couple of slipstream areas, and it is so easy round here to miss your braking point, run wide into the slippery, and let the car go up the inside of you.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see the difficulty that... who is that behind Stuart there?
That's our championship leader, Andrew Hopley.
Sorry, Andrew Hobley. I've done that again. Because I'm reading Anne Woodward on the screen like I did last time. Yeah. Oh, and they're off. So, Double R, doing a bit of gardening. Must have got bored of racing. One thing that I've noticed, and it's quite significant in the official racing league, is all the top drivers... Well, no, I shouldn't say that. The vast majority of the top drivers in the top 2 splits are now driving the Porsche.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it? Because the BMW has certainly got the legs over the Porsche, but the Porsche has got the better handling. Is it possible that it's just a run of tracks, or this particular track that suits the Porsche better than the BMW, and therefore drivers are changing cars?
I don't think so. I think it is all about... The BMW is better out the corners and better on the straights, but the Porsche can routinely corner so much better, and it's so much safer than the BMW. When you're looking at the results page on a lot of the GT4 sessions, you'll see that a number of BMWs started, but a lot of them don't finish.
Yeah, well, interestingly enough, these guys do have a mandatory pit stop to make, so we limit their fuel to 50%. So it'll be interesting to see if any of the BMW drivers do take tyres. Something that we've been talking about in the chat with a few of the drivers. At the moment we limit the fuel to 50%. The pit stop window is not too bad, but there's a bit of a discussion going on about limiting that fuel even further, to see if it livens up the your stop. Obviously we won't change anything for this season, but all under discussion for season 2, which it looks like we are most definitely going to go ahead with. And just a quick announcement for anybody watching or anybody watching us back, we are going to offer the championship up to a sponsor for next season. So if anybody wants to sponsor this magnificent series, get in touch with us, and we can have a chat and let you know what we can offer and how much it's going to cost you. But back to the racing, Pete. That's my sales pitch for tonight. So interestingly, after Pete has pumped up the Porsche for us, the top 9 places are BMWs.
But will they be there at the end?
That is the most important thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's coming across the line first at the end. But we've currently got Tom Stanley sitting on pole in GT4s, and Woodward second, Simon Field third. And in TCR, we've got Carl Hardy currently on provisional pole, Kevin Veermont second, and Carl Shaw third.
Yeah, and interestingly, Andrew Hopley's not managed a decent lap yet.
Yeah, well, we see Andrew, I don't know who that was he was tight on the back of, but obviously there was just no space to get round him.
Yeah, he was tight on the back of a TCR, and I think he struggled to get round and had to go to the grass with the TCR, so there he is. He's probably going on to his first racing lap.
Yeah, and they're only halfway through qualifying at the moment. It's not a massively long lap, as you can see. The GT4s are getting round in 1 minute 24. It's just under 2.5 miles, 10 corners. Current track temperature is 76 degrees, so fairly cool for these guys. So they should be making the most of it.
Yeah, no Canadians in, so we can't wind them up with North America. We'll save that for Friday, shall we?
Yeah.
But yeah, Kevin Veermont doing a brilliant job of qualifying top of the pile at the minute for the TCRs. Carl Hardy in second, Frank T-Bosch in third, David Ayres in that little duel in fourth. Somebody off, who's that? Oh, that is Kevin Veermont. He's abandoned that lap.
Yeah, and
for obvious reasons.
All change in the GT4 as well. It's Tom Stanley on pole, AAA in second, and Stuart Dick in third.
Yeah, and you'd expect those names up there. You'd probably expect Ant Woodward to be a bit higher. Simon Field is about where he needs to be. Craig Cameron, if he wants to vie for the top spot, needs to get his act together. Andrew Hopley's now put in, still waiting to say Anthony. Andrew Hopley's put in a lap, which is competitive now. Double R sits behind all them. Robert Venn we see often a bit higher than his current placing, don't we? And he's not out on track at the minute. He's kind of left it there.
Yeah, we do. I don't know how much racing Rob has done recently. Obviously, he used to race with us quite a bit back in the pit lanes days.
Yeah.
I think he may have had a bit of a sabbatical from racing and hopefully getting back into it now. So I'm sure he's one of the people that we'll see getting quicker as the season progresses and he gets a bit more used to the car. We've got one penalty this evening, and that is Andy Perks has got a pit lane start for an indiscretion in the last round. So be interesting to see whether Andy can make his way up through the field.
Yep. Have we had Charles Kellyman race here before? I can't remember that name.
We have, yes.
Oh, wait, right. Apologies, Charles. So our only new racer then is Robert Schonleber.
Yes, it certainly is, yeah.
And AAA has just taken top spot, and Andrew Hopley has just taken second spot.
Yeah, Andrew Hopley is finding his rhythm.
Tom Stanley must be annoyed because that was in about 2 seconds, that.
And it's really close at the top.
There is really nothing in it. There's
2 tenths between first and fifth.
Yeah, that's just unreal.
4 minutes to go.
Kevin Veermont has only got, what's that, 0.02 of a second over Carl Hardy.
Yep.
That's tight as well.
And interesting to see David Ayres has moved up just behind Carl Hardy as well.
Yeah, he needs to get his mojo together to take on his colleague, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's 3/10 between them at the moment, but you know, 3/10 in qualifying might not be 3/10 in the race.
No.
I can't work out whether to have my aircon on or off at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it?
It's too cold when it's on and warm when it's off. Some of the trials and tribulations of my life.
So, looking at the times, Clyde, we're looking at 3 seconds or 2.5 seconds between the two different classes.
Yeah, we certainly are, aren't we? About 2.5 seconds. We are now. Pete's Porsche prediction is living up to what he said. The top 11 are now BMWs.
I can curse any car on any day of the week.
Although, to be fair, we have only got 3 Porsches in the field.
Yeah, true. And one of those is starting from pit lane.
Yes.
So he's not bothering to waste any extra sets of tyres by doing any qualifying, which is fine. I'd have been out there practicing, crashing probably. I'm currently following Stuart Dick round over the start-finish line. Is he going to improve his time? Doesn't look like it, not that go-around anyway.
He didn't improve his position.
No. Here's one of his teammates. We got caught out with this last time, didn't we? Watching cars, lots of cars with the words
We did, yes. Yes. I believe that's AAA.
Yeah.
Our provisional pole sitter in GT4s.
Yeah. He's circling round again. I think he's starting a quali lap. I think this is an out lap. And now he'll start to put his toe in and see what sort of time he can extract out of that beamer.
He's got 400ths over Andrew Hopley, who has got 200ths over Tom Stanley.
That's comfy then, isn't it?
That's amazingly close, isn't it?
Yeah. Here's the provisional pole sitter for TCR.
David Ayres just dropped down a couple of positions in TCR.
Oh, that's very tight now.
Chris Shaw have now gone into 3rd and 4th respectively.
Yeah, 3/10 cover the top 5 there.
Sort of purple sector for Chris Shaw. So he could be going even faster this lap. We're on board at the moment. He's getting that toe.
He is. You think he ran out of fuel as he crossed the line or something?
Yeah, but he did go faster, but he didn't move up a position.
Ah, right. Yeah, his car was coughing as it came over the line.
Yeah.
AAA, what did he do? He went slower that time, but not by very much. 124.0 versus his fastest.
And these are the final laps for these guys out on track at the moment. Checkered flag is out.
Stuart Dick's gone purple in the first sector, and this is the second. Is this the second sector?
He's gone green in the second.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so he could do all right here. He might pit double R for a position. Good out of the last corner.
Yes, he goes up to 3rd.
Yeah, he's taken 3 positions there. That's excellent.
Yeah, cracking lap there from Stuart. Leaving it right till the end. Nobody really going any quicker at the moment.
Kevin Viemont crosses the line. Doesn't improve his time, I don't think. Oh, he does. He does. By like nanoseconds or something.
So he had a fairly poor first sector.
I think he pulled it all back in the last two. I think that is a quiet track now.
That is it. Yeah, we've got nobody out on track at the moment.
Okay, so I'll run down what we will consider to be the finishing order for GTs. So AAA will be your pole sitter. Andrew Hopley will go off second. Stuart Dick in third. Tom Stanley in fourth. Ant Woodward in fifth. Out sixth will be Double R. Seventh will be Simon Field. Craig Cameron in eighth. Matt Gibson in ninth. Robert Schoenlieber in 10th. Welcome, Robert. Josh Rayfield 11th. Robert Venn in 12th. 13th will be Simon Chester. Jamie Jeffrey will be further back in the field. And Andy Perks will be a pit lane start.
Okay, and in the TCR class, we have Kevin Veermont in pole position, Carl Hardy in second, Chris Shaw third, Frank Tibosh in fourth, David Ayres fifth, Scott Malcolm sixth, Ian Kramer in seventh, and Charles Kellyman in eighth.
With those times, this is going to be a very tasty race, I think.
This is going to be epic, I believe.
I think the first 3 laps are going to be just immense.
Yeah, these guys have got to, they need to push because the lap times are so close, but they don't want to push too far and slide off on cold tyres or push the tyres too much and damage them and have to put up with them until the pit stop.
I think you'll get some people positioning their cars in very opportunistic places on this track, particularly because it is so difficult to overtake around here.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes it's one of them where you do see a lot of action because it is difficult to overtake, and cars tend to, I hate the word dive bomb, but they do come from a long way back, put themselves in a position where if the car that they're up the inside of doesn't see them or doesn't want to see them or just plainly ignores them, there's going to be contact and they both go round. So,
Lights are on.
Yeah, so we got the pace lap. So,
yes. And I'm forgetting it's a full lap of this one, isn't it? Because it's an older revision track. So just for the viewers, on the old tracks on iRacing, your pace lap is a full lap. On the newer tracks, or the updated tracks, or most of them at least, you'll start the roll-in for the pace lap 3/4 of the way around, wouldn't you say, Clyde?
Yeah, to be honest, with the newer tracks anyway, you get the option when you set the race up whether to do a long or a short pace lap. It does tend to help from a commentating point of view when they have a longer pace lap, especially when you get the races with the massive fields of 40 and 50 drivers that you've got to go through.
Yeah. So for the benefit of those at home, the TCRs, if you're watching this for the first time, the TCRs will give a gap to the GT4s. Not because they don't want to fight them, they're not in the same race as them, but they don't want to get caught up in the GT4 carnage, do they, Clyde?
No, that's very true. And good evening to our number one fan, Stacey, on the broadcast.
Evening, Stacey.
She'll be there rooting for Mr. Jamie Jeffrey, our teammate.
Yep. Sam, can you give an aerial shot of the pace lap just to show the viewers the gap between the fields? So that's the GT4 crew going around that corner with Jamie at the back of that, at the tail of the group, and you can see the gap back to the TCRs. And they do that just so that they can avoid all the carnage that might ensue and give them a chance to get through in their own race, which the two races are completely separate. There is no overall win, it is racing within your class.
Certainly is, and we prepare to go green on this 1 hour race.
See, I don't know whether they heat their brakes up or heat their tyres up. I'm really not sure. It benefits this car if you do either of those things. You do see a lot of people in official races weaving. I don't think that does anything either.
No, that's an all in your head thing, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
So there's the pit lane. You'll see the pace car peel off. And we are green. Good takeoff there from AAA.
Yeah.
Andrew Hopley having a look around the outside, but I don't think that move is on.
Now, common sense has prevailed through all of the top cars, that's for certain.
Yeah, so the GT4s are away clean, and here go the TCRs.
Well, he's got the drop there, hasn't he, Kevin Veerman?
Yeah, they were very well behaved there. They all seemed to start in single file.
Definitely.
So there's a lot of dice in, too wide.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the outside there.
No.
And there's a bit of lights flashing, so he's not happy with double R. Those teammates there.
It looks like it. They're in the same livery, and they apart from different coloured wheels.
Yeah, more lights flashing at double R. Really not happy.
Yeah, that's Josh Rayfield and Craig Cameron.
Yeah.
Has Hopley got the lead?
He has. Oh, you got to go back, Sam.
He didn't waste much time there, did he?
No, and I'm interested. It must have been on Moss hairpin. Here he goes. They go into Moss hairpin together.
Going round the outside.
He is as well. That is. Oh, is that a cut? No, he's done it. He's just held it.
Yeah, he's just got a better takeoff, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's a good move. That very safe driving. Teammate on teammate here, Craig Cameron and Josh Rayfield. Double R's got away from them now. He's got about 4 car lengths advantage, and he's after the back of Simon Field, trying to get a tow from him.
Yeah, so no real movement in the top 5 apart from the front 2 positions.
Yeah, everybody's leaving it, aren't they, because this car's dangerous on this track when it's cold. So Stacey on the chat reckons that Jamie Jeffrey's going to pick all the GT4 cars off one at a time. Be good to see. Yeah, well. So as we drag our way up the hill, you really want to be as close as you can to the car in front coming up here. And then you'll find later on in the race people hugging that right hand side of the track to stop people getting the inside line going into the S's, which are at the top of the hill here. So we turn into the first S at this point, or first part of the S. Then we switch back. You can run wide here very easily. Not so much in the TCR, but very much so in the GT4. You've got a lot of control in the TCR around this track. And then blast your way across the start-finish line. Kevin Veerman will have an incident there for running wide, no doubt. That was a bit too wide for his left-hand tyres.
Yeah, just looking at Frank Tibosh, I'm sure he's lost a couple of places from the start. I'm sure he started ahead of David Ayres and Scott Malcolm.
It says he's not moved on my screen. I like being wrong.
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah. Betrayed by technology.
I think you're actually right that he hasn't moved from his overall starting position.
Right, so he gained a bit and then lost it again.
Well, I think the 2 GT4 cars, Matt Gibson and Andy Perks, would have been classified as starting in front of him.
Right, I see.
So
yes,
he took those 2 positions, but then lost 2 to David and Scott.
Yeah, makes sense. Andy Perks is showing him in blue. Does that mean he's laps down?
Yeah, Andy Perks.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, we had a chat with Andy. I think it was last night, because he had a pit lane start from tonight. He wasn't going to race because he didn't want to upset the TCR field trying to come through them, which is fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah.
And then I reminded him that if he doesn't start the race, his pit lane penalty gets carried over to the next race.
Yeah.
So the sensible thing to do if you're really worried about ruining other people's races is start and park.
Yeah.
You get your pit lane penalty out of the way then.
Yep. So we've got a little bit of a train coming up this hill now. It looks like the asymmetric train, but there you go. And they're all following Andrew Hopley.
Yeah, he's not getting away, is he, from AAA? In fact, a couple of times in that last lap, AAA has showed his nose.
Yep. It's hard to get away around here, mind.
Yeah, I would expect the asymmetric guys they're probably not going to try anything daft on each other at the moment.
There's no team effort on this particular league at the moment, is there?
No, there isn't. That will be coming next season. But these guys are still racing as a team, even though there's no team championship. So, you really don't want to be taken out by your teammate, do you, Pete?
I couldn't possibly comment on that, Clyde. He says dryly and without humour. Yeah, sorry and all that.
It's if I was part of that trio of asymmetric cars, it would probably, to me, that would be right. AAA, you have a go. See if there's anything you can do about. Who's that? That's our new guy.
It is. Oh, a little bit of an embarrassing overspin there, and then he's away. Oh, kind of.
Could be another position there for Double J.
Double J, yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, the asymmetric guys, it might be a case of saying to AAA, you have a go, right? You can't get through. So Stuart, you have a go, right? You can't get through. Tom, you have a go, and hopefully at some point, from their point of view anyway, one of them will crack the nut. That was a biggie.
And he got followed by the TCR. Which
that
TCR
was Carl
is that?
Hardy.
It was. David Ayres must be thinking the gods have granted him a boon.
What happened there? Did he just follow him off?
He did, yeah. He just lost his braking point. Or is it the tyres are...
Yeah, it could have just been one of those moments where you see that car going off in front. You're worried about if it's going to bounce off the wall and come back out on you, and you then missed your turning point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's happened.
But like you say, in the result clothing battle, that's advantage David Ayres.
Definitely is. Look how many positions he's got over him now. That's immense. Jamie Jeffrey getting some Robert Schloen-Lieber attention here. Ooh, that was close. Oh dear.
Watch that paint, please.
Yeah, don't scratch the paint, boys. And I don't know anything about Robert Schloen-Lieber, but one thing we do know is don't rag the car at the beginning because you're going to have no tyres halfway through.
Yeah.
It disappears so fast, the grip. It's frightening.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know anything about him. He is a friend or teammate of Dirk Oaksas.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I do know that.
Okay.
So there's Carl Hardy getting one of his positions back over Ian Kramer.
He certainly did. Chris Shaw is now leading. Did you see that happen? Because I didn't.
I didn't know.
We are terrible commentators. Is it just a terrible cameraman?
It's the cameraman, mate. It's not the commentator.
I showed the replay, boys. Just before Carl went into the gravel.
He's making it up as he goes along again, Pete. We can only commentate on what we can see.
I can run it back for you if you want.
I think you need to.
Yeah, go on, let's have a look at it.
There we go. Cameraman's getting it right now. I do remember this actually, Clyde. That's terrible.
Well, luckily I can't see it. I've got that flickery thing going on.
Oh, yeah. I've not got that this time. Okay, so that was the overtake. What's going on here? Oh, we've had a multi-21, Clyde.
We have, and Hopley's a bit further up the road, and Woodward is on the back of the asymmetric train.
Yeah, we know that Ant Woodward's not going to sit there forever.
No, he's certainly not backwards at coming forwards, is he?
No way. He's got V8 pedigree in that racing suit, so I don't think he'll be waiting for these guys to sort themselves out. He'll start picking them off.
Yeah, and can Stuart Dick close that gap to Andrew Hopley and then have a go and see if he can do what AAA couldn't?
Yeah.
So 10 minutes in.
When are we expecting a pit stop, do you think? Oh, teammate on teammate.
Teammate on teammate.
Oh, and that is catch of the century.
Oh, that was blue on blue.
It was. Stuart Dick, how you managed to keep that, mate? I have no idea. Ant Woodward must be going, come on, boys.
Yeah, let's put some more of that.
Right, so AAA's been shuffled back. AAA's got rear damage.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Is it, or is it the paint? We need a close-up on that.
You've made me doubt it now. I know he's got damage at the front, that's for certain.
Yeah, there's no damage on the rear there.
No. No, it is clean. It's the paint, isn't it? It makes it look funny.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ant Woodward had a little nose up the inside there, but quite rightly backed out of it. That wasn't on.
No. This is very, very close racing. I think Ant Woodward's getting a bit tasty back here now. Robert Schoenleber's also very close to either Robert Venn or... he's on Robert Venn.
He's gone past Jamie Jeffrey.
He has. He's wide round that corner, but he's going to get good drive now.
Yeah, that BMW seems to be slip-sliding at the moment. This is the pass on Jamie Jeffrey. Nice clean pass.
Yeah, that's clean. And that's what we were talking about at the beginning. You've got to put your car in a position that the other car runs wide, and when you go wide, you're on the slippy stuff. So
yeah.
Robert Venn's his next victim. He's handy, this guy, isn't he, Robert
Schoenleber? The car is wild at the moment, though.
Yeah, and you've got to get to the end, otherwise it's not worth anything.
Exactly. Again, we see the legs of the BMW there.
Yeah. Although Robert's got...
he's got
on him. Yeah. That's a wide line from the BMW.
Yeah.
He's fallen back into line there. And here we are with the TCR lead. Kevin Viemont not happy about being overtaken earlier by Chris Shaw. Carl Hardy's not made massive inroads on Frank T. Bosch, I don't think. Or has he? No, he's on him now, isn't he? I think there's going to be a Carl Hardy switch of positions shortly.
Yeah, there's a multi-21 coming.
I would think so. I don't know whether they have team orders, but... Here we go again.
Yeah.
Robert Venn's got the better of the lines through there for sure. It depends whether that BMW is going to be aggressive and just shoot it up the inside. He's not.
Jamie Jeffrey's there in the background, ready to pick up the pieces just in case.
Yeah. Stacey, Jamie must be leaving it till later in the race, is he?
So that's Double R, and Simon Field has dropped down.
Yeah, he's been picked off by Double R there.
Yeah.
This is well, it looks like a replay of last lap, but Robert's got it done this time. I shouldn't say Robert, they're both called Robert. Robert Schoenleber has got it done. Good overtake that. Oh, or is it? Good catch, round of applause. He's got to drop in behind them all again.
Yeah, he's lost both of them now. So.
And that's that is what I think people are steering away from with the BMW, is it gets very lively.
Yeah, that one in particular. He's looking very lively on every corner.
Yeah.
The others seem a little bit more under control. So whether that's I say that just
Yeah,
as
double R
double R as
switch.
a switch.
Yeah.
Whether that's just a setup thing, I'm not sure.
Oh, that's gonna be painful and embarrassing.
And well done, Simon.
He's held back and let double R go again. I mean, that was just competitive racing, really, wasn't it?
It was. You can have a go there, but you've got to be right over on that left-hand side of the track. And unfortunately, going through at that speed, both cars are just because there's a brow of a hill there as well, which doesn't help.
Yep. And I think right at the front, and Andrew Hopley has got a 2-second lead now, and the asymmetric train is all together, stuck together.
But this TCR battle's interesting now because Chris Shaw is pulling away, and David Ayres and Scott Malcolm, I think that is the 74, are reeling in Kevin Veermont. So, yeah, this is going to get good. Meanwhile, Carl Hardy is still behind teammate Frank Tibosh.
Yeah, I thought something else would have happened there by now. And these guys are still line astern in the same order they were before. Or are they? Was Tom Stanley in front? I can't remember now.
No, it was Stewart. Yeah,
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Mosh on the chat, which I think could be James Underhill, is saying it could be a traction control setting on the BMW.
Yeah, we've found between me and Gary that if you drop the traction control, you get more pace out of the car for certain, and it reacts better to you. Sometimes the traction control kicks in and almost takes over the car in a way that you don't want. Does that make sense or not?
It does. It does. I was just looking at the front of Tom Stanley's car there. That looks a bit flattened.
That's the yellow one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah, he's had a bit of something there. Oh, hello.
So that's Robert Schoenfeld again. He's going to try.
Or even Sean Lieber.
Yeah, sorry, I'll just make the names up now, shall I?
So Robert Seinfeld, apparently.
Yeah. Richard Seinfeld is now having a go at Jim Bob, Jeffrey Dudar.
Oh dear. Were we plugging our services before to try and do a broadcast with somebody? Yeah, so this is going to go on for a while, I think. Although those tyres are looking a bit slippy now, aren't they?
They certainly are. They certainly are. But yeah. So yes, is James Underhill on the chat telling us about the traction control. Come on then, James. What's your predictions for the pit stop?
Am I reading the timing screens right, or is Simon Field in the middle of the TCRs now? For
That's
no
what
reason.
I'm seeing as well. Yes.
Sam, can we have a shot? Oh, he's pitted. Right.
Interesting. Yes, he has.
How early is that in the race?
So what is that? That is 20 minutes in. 18 minutes in. Is that too early? Did he have damage from that coming together with double R that he had to come in?
I don't think so. I mean, it wasn't much, was it?
No, it was more door to door, yeah. But sometimes the iRacing physics.
He's put himself in a rubbish situation if that was voluntary.
Yeah. See, James is saying he thinks that pit stop was far too early. So
yeah,
I don't think Simon would have pitted unless he had to. We'll have a look. We'll see how far he gets. See whether he has to pit again.
Yeah, there's a result clothing
Carl
battle here.
Hardy is going round the outside of Frank Tibosh. Gets it done with the help of the grass.
And Frank Tibosh coming out of the gas quite heavily.
I think that's Carl in front. I can't tell the cars apart. Sorry, little in-house
Yeah.
dig there at Mr. Ayres and Mr. Hardy.
They all look the same, don't they, really?
No, at least these boys have got different colours.
Yeah, let's go with that. So, hang on a minute. Who's that? There's somebody in the middle there. There's a lapped car in between now, isn't there? Between position 1 and 2.
There is.
Right, this is Robert Venn with Jamie
so Jamie
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey has got past Robert Venn.
Right, that's good.
Well, it's good for Jamie, not very good for Rob.
Well, yeah. I was thinking more for the... Robert!
Oh, well held,
That's
sir.
all over, isn't it?
Well held.
It was well held. That's the sign of somebody who does that a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if these boys can do anything with the traction control
In car?
in car.
I don't know, actually. I'll have to investigate that, ready for next race. Craig Cameron, all alone. No friend. Oh, dear. AAA.
That's AAA. What's he done?
He's going to tag the wall.
He didn't. He missed.
Too hot into Moss and round he goes.
Yeah, out on the dirt. So James is saying that the NLR GT Amiga cars are beautiful. I don't know if Sam can get us a look at one of those. There's one there, Craig Cameron.
Right, okay. We need to redefine beautiful, don't we?
Beautiful? Would you say? It's a good paint. I wouldn't say beautiful.
Jamie Jeffrey's car now, that's a paint job.
Yeah, that one's about to get better.
Yeah, hurry up with that, will you? Right, so, well, not new second place, but second place is Stuart Dick with Tom Stanley, his teammate, behind him. And then Ant Woodward got a gift from the gods just then.
Yeah, and Craig Cameron as well.
Because AAA managed to recover it before Double R turned up. Here we go with Robert Schonlieber.
Jamie Jeffrey disappearing up the road a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, because these two are now scrapping, I think.
Yeah. I think Rob Venn is probably having to drive a little bit more defensive than he really wants to.
Yeah, he's hung Robert out on the nasty stuff there.
Yeah, he's got to get on the inside. Bad
camera
tip was
angle.
written all over it, didn't it?
It did.
Okay, so inside information on the chat, the pit window is open. So It's possible that Simon Field will get to the end. We've also got Gary Craig saying that the fuel usage is very low round here, less than 0.45 of a gallon per lap. So,
oh, wow, okay.
I think he's got it done this time.
He has. Will he keep it though? We've seen that car get sideways before.
Can he hold it for more than a lap? That's where he usually loses it, so he's done well there.
Smallest round of applause ever.
I think that was AAA in the pits, yes.
Ah, right. Now he probably cooked his tyres with his spin and has taken the opportunity now. So here we've got Chris Shaw's been caught here, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He was pulling away, but Kevin's caught him back up and left David Ayres behind. So
yes.
And Scott Malcolm is still hassling David Ayres. Well, hassling's probably not the right word. He's not close enough to hassle him, but he's not getting away.
And then you've got a little bit of time back to Carl Hardy now. It's 5 seconds back to Carl Hardy.
Yeah, so Carl's got some chasing to do. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah, and he's pulled a massive gap on Frank Debosch.
Yeah, I wonder if Frank had an issue, maybe.
Possible.
And Woodward's in the pits from fourth. Sorry, he got that place, didn't he?
Yeah, he'll be trying the Nemela effect, won't he?
Yeah, we've not really seen that work in this series, have we?
No, not yet. But I expect the feature to work if there was a tyre change. That car sounds second-hand, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think some of the onboard sounds you get sometimes are a bit deceiving.
Yeah.
So Jamie Jeffries in the pit as well.
We'll have to see whether these guys actually bother to take tyres, because we had this discussion, didn't we?
Yeah.
About fuel and whether you'd bother taking tyres because it extends your pit stop exponentially.
Frank Tibosh is in the pits.
Ant Woodward is that Ant Woodward out
Ant
now?
Wood back on track, yeah.
So he's got Robert Schönleber in front of him, and he's caught him very quick there. Like, very quick. Robert Ven's dropping back from Robert Schönleber now. And Ant's got a sizable drag up that hill.
Yeah, Robert's loose again, weren't he, in?
Ant will be cursing because Robert stayed out for another lap.
Yeah, I was watching the leaders as well. Nobody's blinked up the front yet.
No. And Ant's last time wasn't much less than the leader. But it was less than the leader, and he'll be wanting it to be the opposite way around, I think.
Yeah, we've lost Josh Rayfield and Matt Gibson.
Oh. That's a shame. Matt Gibson started right at the back though, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's or from pit lane maybe, or something. Simon Chester's dropped right to the back of the field as well.
So this is the lead battle. Hopley, Dick and Stanley.
And Robert Schönleber's.
Did he do that on his own? Looks like it.
Yeah, he's too high into the hairpin.
Yeah.
Good stop though. He's
That
saved
was,
it again.
yeah. We see with AAA how slippery that dirt is there.
Yep. Did you get an award for the most saves in a race? So Scott Malcolm trying to get back on terms with David Ayres and keep Carl. No.
Just thinking, Hopley, Dick and Stanley sounds like some sort of dodgy private investigation firm, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, Kevin Beaumont still tracking down Chris Shaw. I don't know when the TCRs will pit.
Yeah, I think Kevin might be a touch faster than Chris at the moment. But I think they're so evenly matched, them two.
Yep.
And you can see in the background where I said Scott Malcolm wasn't hassling David Ayres, he certainly is now.
Yeah, he's right on him now. I don't know how the TCR would overtake on this track. The drag up the hill is front-wheel drive car, isn't it? So it'll still have an aero effect, but I just don't know how he's going to get that done.
I think it's the same as what you were saying earlier. It's basically probably putting your nose somewhere it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And without touching the other car, trying to put them onto that outside slippery line.
Yeah. We'll have to see what transpires here. What's this now? AAA going round the outside of Rob Venn.
Rob Venn, yeah. So our current top 5, none of them has pitted. 6th place, Ant Woodward has.
Yep.
So just
Andrew Hopley's still turning laps faster than everybody else. Oh no, apart from AAA.
Yeah, so AAA is the only person in the 124s on the last lap. Andrew Hopley currently has the fastest lap with a 124.09.
And this is Ian Kramer trying to get back on terms with Charles Kellyman, who's put a move on him at some point in the race.
Yeah, neither of those two have pitted.
I don't think any of the TCR field have been in yet.
Frank Tibosh has.
Right.
And that's it.
Right, okay.
So we are halfway through.
Well, we've still got some really close battling. Andrew Hopley. Has he now got Stuart Dick right behind? Yes, he has.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, it's less than half a second.
So they've cut that lead down quite quickly, actually.
Yeah, it could have been a simple error from Andrew Hopley. The gap wasn't massive to start with. I think the biggest gap I've seen there is 1.5 seconds.
Yep.
Carl Hardy is starting to close in on the David Ayres Scott Malcolm battle. He's took a second off them.
Looks like Rob Ven's boxed the car.
Rob Bin.
Rob Bin, even, yeah. Let's make up more new names. That's what we need. That's what this broadcast needs. More confusion for the viewers. Oh, and there you go. Tom Stanley.
That's Tom Stanley in. So that's the first one of our top 5 to blink.
Thought Triple A had already done this move.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh no, he done Robert Schoenleber, who was also driving a blue car.
That is Robert
Schoenleber. I thought he'd done that move already.
Oh,
oh, good move.
He's done it now.
Yeah. Again. So he sets off after Ant Woodward, who's 5 seconds ahead down the road. Andrew Hopley's got his gap back.
Yeah, and Tom Stanley has come out in front of Ant Woodward.
Kevin Veermont's giving a good amount of attention to the back of Chris Shaw's car again. You're going to be so smooth in that Audi, haven't you?
Yeah, and I think these two are pulling away from the battle behind them because David Ayres is having to drive defensively because of the pressure he's under from Scott Malcolm.
Yep, definitely. Scott keeps showing his nose as he's going over the hill there each lap. We've seen that a few times now. It's amazing how much that puts you off, isn't it? Just seeing a car in your mirrors.
And it can take your eyes off the road in front, and you can make a mistake, especially around here.
Yeah.
So Ian Kramer is the second of the TCRs to pit. Still nothing in the top 5 of the TCRs.
No. And I think Ann Woodward's going to pick off a few of these cars when they come out of the pits, because he's doing, alright, it's not much under 125, but he's doing better than 125 laps, whereas everybody in front of him is doing over 125 laps.
Yeah, I expect him probably to get back to his 4th position.
Yep.
Probably ahead of Double R and Craig Cameron.
Kevin Veermont's being very patient back there, isn't he? I wonder if he's got a game plan.
Yeah. What could the game plan be? Fuel saving?
Wait for the pits.
Is he fuel saving behind Chris Shaw, hoping to do a gallon less on the fuel? I don't know. I'm just making up as I go along.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either.
It's very difficult to spot the tactics of these guys sometimes.
So again, up the hill. There will be some drag to get off the car in front, some slipstream, but with these cars, it's not the most immense effect. Nothing like the GT4s anyway. This car's all about being smooth.
Yeah, and they've pulled a near 3-second gap on David Ayres now.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. And your leader is in. So
Chris Shaw is in. So I would expect Kevin Vermont to come in next lap, unless he puts some absolute flyers in.
Yeah, we'll have to watch those lap times because Chris Shaw's going to come out in traffic without a doubt.
That can be one of the benefits of pitting as late as possible.
Yeah, you end up with a clear track.
Everybody else has pitted, so you sort of come out where you should be, and you're in a bit of clear air.
I think that's what Tony Klusterman tries in the V8s, but this clear air is behind the person he was trying to undercut.
Okay, so Chris is taking tyres.
Well, his car's up, so yeah. That is really interesting. So he's going to come out behind Frank T-Bosch. And now Simon Chester, but...
Yeah, and Frank has already pitted.
Yeah.
So that was pit lane time of 1 minute 5 seconds.
Oof.
Whereas Frank T-Bosch had 46 seconds.
That's a long time.
So that's 20 seconds for a tyre change.
That's immense.
There's possibly something that he knows that we don't. Or possibly he forgot to untick his tyres.
Yeah, well, unless he's got 20 laps left and he's guaranteeing himself 1 second a lap, I don't know how he's going to get that back. So, the top two GT4 drivers, Andrew Hopley and Stuart Dick, separated by half a second, carry on.
Yeah, as does... No, third place Craig Cameron has just come in, so I expect him to lose out to Tom Stanley and Ant Woodward.
Yep.
Let's see if Double R comes in. Just watching it now. No, Double R stays out.
Okay.
And Woodward goes past Craig. Triple A goes past Craig. Robert Schoenleber goes past Craig, but he hasn't pitted yet.
Right,
so Craig Cameron has come out in front of Simon Field very, very just.
Yeah, that's a little too just, isn't it? So I wonder if there's any new tyres on that Beamer. I don't think there will be, do you?
Looking at the pit stop time, no. Looks like the GT4s are literally taking a splash of fuel.
Yeah.
Most of their pit stops are under 10 seconds.
So you're not going to see what you normally would see with a tyre change, which is someone absolutely flying past the ones that haven't and they're still to pit. Because these guys are now going to be slightly heavier than them with fuel. So Robert Schoenleber should stay ahead of these guys.
Yeah, Double R's in the pits.
Okay. Ant Woodward moves up to 4th. Triple A will move up as well.
Yeah, that's back to where we was.
Yep.
Although the top two are yet to pit.
Yep. And they've got a 20-second gap over Tom Stanley. Is that enough?
I don't think so.
No, I don't either.
We shall find out very shortly.
Well, they'll have to pit shortly because they'll be on fumes soon. So here we go. This is on now. Craig Cameron and Robert Schoenleber Bit of a switch back there from the line that Craig took. Bit of wheel spin going on.
Robert's going to have to pit shortly, you would think.
Technically, he's covered more ground than everyone else with the wheel spin. So he needs more fuel, right? So, anyway.
Put more mileage on the car for definite.
Oh dear. I'm so cruel, it's just not right, is it? But he's managed to get away up the hill because he's got no fuel in the car, so his car's lighter than the ones behind him. But round the turns, he's losing it because his tyres are probably gone. He's going round again. So Craig Cameron, probably not happy about that. He's got Simon Field breathing right down his neck.
So Tom Stanley is 23.5 seconds off the lead.
Yep.
And the quickest pit stop we've seen, pit lane time, is 31 seconds.
In that case, on that map, are we going to put money on this or not?
No. No. David Ayres is in the pits from second position in TCR.
Yeah, but Kevin Viermont still hasn't pitted, has he?
No.
And Carl Hardy hasn't either, I don't think.
Carl Hardy, no, he definitely hasn't pitted.
So
we've got Andrew Hopley, Stuart Dick, Robert Schoenleber, who haven't pitted in GT4.
Yep.
Charles Kellyman has just come in. So in TCR, we've got Kevin Viermont, Carl Hardy are the two that haven't pitted.
I've got a question for you.
Go on.
Chris Shaw
Yes.
pitted and got tyres,
Yes.
and now he's behind everyone, really.
Yes.
Hmm.
What happened?
Yeah. Oh dear. Who's that going wide? Is that Craig? No, Simon Chester.
That's Simon Chester. Ooh.
Wheels are off the wagon.
3 wheels on my wagon. Don't worry, son. That'll repair itself. How did he do that?
He's got together with Robert Schoenleber, maybe, or he's just lost it on the entry.
He's on the outside, slippery stuff, isn't
slippery.
he?
One-way ticket to this. Oh, that's painful. Oh, 2 wheels, mate. 2 wheels on his wagon. Oh, that one got back on.
Yeah, it just sucked itself back on, didn't it? Yeah.
And iRacing's crashed for Rick. Entertaining, if nothing else.
Okay, Stuart Dick is in the pits.
Ah, right, okay. So what will this show?
So bear in mind, Stuart Dick and Tom Stanley were together on track before the pit stops.
Yep. Are you sure he's in the pits?
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
There he is. Look.
And he's about to... Oh, he's just come out just in front.
Yeah.
So that's balanced out, absolutely. What we got going on here? Carl Hardy on a replay, bit wide. Oh, good save.
Foot down, son, foot down.
Yeah, bit of Tokyo there.
So can Hopley get in, out, and stay in front?
I think he's gonna. Well, he can, but he won't be taking tyres. So, do we think Chris Shaw's made a massive mistake taking tyres on his stop?
I don't know. It's 20 seconds. Whoa, who's that in the background?
Don't know.
Is that Schoenleber again? I think it might be.
Oh, wobble.
Oh, he got a twitch on the way down.
Oh. Now,
was that net code, or did he do it on his own?
Here we go. Let's have another look.
So there's a twitch here.
Yeah, that's just a bit of a tank slapper, innit? And then that wasn't a touch. It wasn't anything. He did that on his own, I think.
Yeah.
Right then, so... Oh, a bit of an inside-out switchback move here from... is that Scott Malcolm
That's
making
Scott
the pass?
Malcolm
Or...
going past David Ayres.
Right.
So
That's
that battle
finally
had been
done.
raging for a little while, hadn't it?
Yeah, it's only taken him 31 laps. That's Ant Woodward behind them.
That is, yes. So Ant's about 7 seconds behind the first, second, third battle.
Yep.
We've got 15 minutes left in the race.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a lot going on here, look.
So this is still the Cameron Field battle.
Yeah, Simon Field's very wide there, and...
I think he was just using the dirt to get the car rotated.
Yeah. There's no grip coming out of there and driving him up the hill, though. So we've got Frank T-Bosch here with Carl Shaw behind. I mean, look how far down in the field is. I can't believe that was planned.
No, I've got to agree with you, Pete. As much as I don't like doing it.
Yeah, you've had to do it in the last 2 races now.
Yeah, I know, it's shocking, isn't it?
Isn't it bad, that?
I don't know. We'll see if we can find out from Chris or somebody. Did Chris have a blonde moment and forget to untick his tyres? He's going to make a move.
Oh,
no,
he's not.
No.
If I was Frank T-Bosch, I'd be like, uh-oh.
Because Chris did pit from the lead, so...
He did, and he probably thinks he's racing against Carl Hardy or something, because they all look the same, those cars, don't they? The result.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Can't tell the difference.
So, leader in TCR, Kevin Veermont, is in.
Oh, and he's done it. Chris Shaw has got past Frank T-Bosch in the way that I was describing
squeaky
before.
bum time, wasn't it?
It was, but it was done well. It was done well.
So David Ayres
Getting his
is
own
going to
back.
put the pressure back on Scott Malcolm.
He's going to have to hang that round the outside all the way round, and he's not going to manage it, I don't think. No, he's not. Door's going to get shut here. And they've got AAA close
behind them, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably come up against these two just where he doesn't want them.
Yeah. And are these two still to pit?
They are. Yes, they are.
They must be,
yeah.
mustn't they? Yeah. So
No, they've been in. They've been in.
they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of course he's lapping them now, isn't he? He's not trying to just get past them for the first time. Right. Okay. Andrew Hopley, still not pitted?
Nope.
Oh, that's wide. Oh, Scott, where you going? Saved it.
There's an apology there from AAA, so I don't know whether there was a touch
I
maybe
didn't
on
see
Scott.
one. No,
No.
there was acres between them. Right then, Stuart Dick in second place. Oh, hang on.
Hopley's
Andrew
in.
Hopley
Hopley's in, and Carl Hardy is in as well.
So our 2 leaders from our 2 classes, both in the pits at the same time. Stuart Dick's passing the entrance to pit road now.
It's going to be close.
Andrew Hopley's moving. Yes,
He's out.
he's moving now. And he's out ahead. Who would have thunk it? Well, clearly Andrew Hopley did.
Let's see where Carl Hardy drops down to.
Well, he's dropped out.
I think Carl Hardy is in front of David Ayres.
He is, because there's David Ayres in the background.
Yeah.
Here we go. Again. Roles are reversed. Craig's trying to get past Simon Field now.
No, that's Craig in front.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. So Simon's still
Simon's in the boosted car.
Yeah.
Craig is in the Northern Lights GT Amiga car. which we love the paint on.
Yeah. Good lines through there from both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know much about Craig Cameron. I've known Simon Field for many years.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good racer.
I've raced with Simon before, haven't I?
Yep, definitely. He's done a few of our bits.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, he's really pushing him round that corner, wasn't he?
Yeah. That was good.
Be interesting to see if Scott Malcolm can use the drag of those two massive BMWs to get him back up to David Ayres.
I know. They're like buses, aren't they?
It was wide again there.
Yeah. So Andrew Hopley's maintaining about 2.8 seconds at the minute at the front of the GTs. And in second place we've got Stuart Dick. In third, Tom Stanley. And in fourth, Ant Woodward with AAA in fifth. And then in the TCR League, Kevin Viamont is leading Carl Hardy, who leads David Ayres. And then we've got Scott Malcolm and Chris Shaw. And that's the top 5 in TCR.
Oh, I just knocked my microphone over.
There's an earthquake clearly just then. You got cake again, have you? And you got too desperate and knocked your mic.
No, there is no cake at the moment.
No cake.
I've been let down.
That's not where you want to be overtaking a TCR, because the TCRs are good round these corners. Front wheel drive, they can just drag them round.
Yeah, so at the moment, with under 10 minutes left,
Fishtailing.
Andrew Hopley's charge is carrying on.
Yep, it just looks like he's just lapped Robert Venn.
Jamie Jeffrey is the highest Porsche, currently in 9th position. Although he may have that Robert Schoenleber battle again. You see him in the background.
Tell you what, Robert Schoenleber's sponsors will be well chuffed, won't they?
He's getting plenty of airtime.
So Ant Woodward on the drag up the hill, you're going to see the difference in pace up here between the two vehicles.
Yeah, and Ant's in a bit of a gap on his own at the moment.
Yeah.
He's nearly 10 seconds behind Tom Stanley and nearly 9 seconds ahead of AAA.
Well, he's not though, is he? Because AAA is in the same screenshot as him.
Is he really? So
He's
he
there
is.
on the screen. Oh dear, Stuart.
Stuart Dick, what happened?
That's not planned.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Careful, boys. Alright, we're all round safely.
So that was a gift.
It was. He's lost that coming out of the last corner, hasn't he? And he's fishtailed all the way down and he's bumped the inside wall and then coming back across the track. Oh, what a prediction. Oh, he wasn't far off Tom Stanley either. Oh, and he's doing a 100-point turn.
I think he did well there. He just got off the track, didn't he? He was right in the middle of the track.
My sarcasm chip kicked in at that point and said, that'll do wonders for the back of the car. That might handle like a pig now, though, because it wasn't a light hit on the inside wall, was it?
No, it wasn't. And going back to my earlier mistake, so AAA is chasing Ant Woodward down.
Yes, he is.
It was a 5-second gap.
He's not just
there you
chasing
go.
him
He's
down,
not chasing him down anymore, is he? He's chased him down. But Ant's got the inside here.
I think he's done that. Oh, no, he's... Oh, yeah, he's done this.
Yeah.
That's a good line from AAA. That's good driving.
Yeah. So that's... Ant Woodward had that podium spot and it's been ripped away from him.
Yep, he's got very poor traction, Ant Woodward, actually.
Andrew Hopley is extending his lead now.
Now, did AAA pit early? Somebody pitted really early. Who was
Yeah,
that?
AAA did, and
So
Simon Fields.
So, have they got to box again?
No, according to the chat, we think that Simon, who was the first one to pit, probably pitted at the earliest opportunity. But
Oh, right. Okay.
we will find out in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, we will. So, Simon Fields still trying to get past Craig Cameron. Got to be bored at the back of that car now. Again, really good lines through there, the pair of them, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're managing to get the power down fairly early as well,
Yeah.
which is surprising me at the moment.
Yeah, they're both just prior to the apex of that tight corner. Andrew Hopley, just for the record, is stretching his legs now. He's got a 5-second lead over Tom Stanley. Oh, he's trying, isn't he?
Yeah, he's trying every which way you can.
Yep. So he might get some drive here now, but he's going to have to... Oh, good defensive driving from Craig, though.
Craig is just putting his car in the right places, isn't he?
Yeah. That's wholly acceptable, what he did then. He didn't do it in the braking zone. He made his intentions clear. If you're having this and you're going around the outside, son.
So this is probably the closest battle on track at the moment.
Yeah, and it's been going on for a long time. And I don't think that Simon's got an answer for Craig at the moment, to be honest. You would think that... Oh, dear. You would think that a good drive out of this corner at some point is going to get the job done, but he's not seen that opportunity arise yet.
No, it's how much pressure can Craig take, and at the moment he's lapping it up.
He is. And this is what I was saying about seeing cars sticking to the right-hand side of the track later on in the race. He's glued to that inside line because he doesn't want him to stuff it up the inside. Then you shoot right to the left-hand side in order to get the best line into these S's as you can. The switchback is here. That TCR might just do some negative effects for Craig because it's going to be good out of that corner. They're going to catch it on the next corner and they'll be faster through this one because they're rear-wheel drive. Although that defensive line is compromising. Now what happens? Don't go around the outside, Simon. Oh my word, what are you doing? Oh, he's done a bit of a cut back here, and if he does it... Oh, I thought he was going to do it again into the
Yeah.
No, he can't all go that way. Oh, Simon, what are you doing? Simon, what a move!
Oh,
What a move! Oh, is he going to get it done?
I don't know if he is.
Oh, no, that's tight. Oh, and Craig's got the drive. Craig had the right line all the way through. That to get the drive out.
I can't take much more of this.
Yeah. Where are my blood pressure pills?
Simon had the right idea then. He see Craig go left on that TCR, so he did the opposite.
Yep.
And
That's
it
what you always
always
say, isn't
paid
it?
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Most definitely.
Do something different. He's going to want it now, though, Simon, isn't he?
Yeah.
After being that close. Scott Malcolm's now tracked down and caught David Ayres by the look of this
He
again.
has, hasn't he? Yeah. He's come from about 4 seconds back to close this gap again.
Yep.
But it took him about 173 laps to get past him last time.
It did. And then he ran wide, if you remember.
Yeah. So, where is our leader? He is halfway round. Is this the white flag, Sam? or are we going to get another one?
I don't know this time.
Right.
We shall see when he crosses the line.
Well, in the expectation that this is the last lap, so Andrew Hopley round the S's and round the last turn. We'll know because he'll be flashing his lights or doing something daft if he's on his final lap.
He's so close.
Whoa. Who are you watching now?
We've got another lap.
Yeah, gonna be another one.
Right.
So close to crossing the line within the time limit was what I was thinking.
Right.
So yes, everybody behind has now got another lap to get these jobs done.
Oh, well, that's wide from Robert Schoenleber.
So we've got 2 close battles on track. Cameron Field and Ayres and Malcolm.
Yeah, this is tasty. You don't want to be overtaken there. That door's always going to get shut.
So these come round to start their final lap.
And where are we at? Ah, there we go. Something's happened.
They have caught Stuart Dick.
How have they caught him?
I think Stuart Dick has
Damage.
speed disadvantage, maybe.
Oh. What's going on here? Simon might just get the outside like Craig had before if he's clever about it. Oh, cut back. He's got some drive. Is he hard to get out of the gas there? You don't want to be there though, do you? You want to be behind.
No. Simon's going to get a drag there from Stuart.
But he's going to get
caught side by side.
He's going to have to come out of the gas here.
Yeah, he can't do nothing. He's boxed in.
Oh, that's a touch. That's all gone wrong.
That totally went pear-shaped. That did.
It did. And he's waited. So
Yeah.
Simon Field, hats off to you again. Did the right thing again.
And I think the benefactor of all that was Stuart Dick.
Yeah, I think so, because he
was going to get mugged by both of them.
Yep. And have they got all go round for another lap?
No, this is the final lap.
Right.
So well done, Andrew Hopley again.
Yep.
4 wins on the spin. Tom Stanley comes home 2nd place on the podium, and AAA in 3rd. Ant Woodward comes in 4th, Stuart Dick 5th, Craig Cameron 6th, Stuart Field 7th, Double R in 8th, Jamie Jeffrey in 9th, Rob Venn in 10th, and Robert Schoenleber in 11th. Simon Chester in 12th, and your non-finishers are 13th Matt Gibson, 14th Josh Rayfield, and 15th Andy Perks.
And then in the TCRs, we have Kevin Viamont, who won. So congratulations, Kevin. Carl Hardy in 2nd, David Ayres in 3rd. That's your podium. So Carl Hardy winning that little exchange again. Scott Malcolm in 4th, Chris Shaw in 5th, Frank T-Bosch in 6th, Charles Kellyman in 7th, and Arjun Kramer in 8th, and that rounds out the TCR field.
Well, I think that race went pretty much as we expected. You know, we did see those, I wouldn't say desperate Dan attempts at overtaking, but you know, a couple of them did end in tears. We see Simon Field a couple of times take our hats off to him, you know, cause a collision and then give the place back. But you know, up the top there, Pete, Andrew Hopley, can anybody in this field do anything about him?
I think they can. I think that it's practice that makes perfect with this one. The asymmetric team need to sort themselves out so that they can all have a good stab at him, because he is going to run away with it if they don't. I think there's going to be tracks where he's going to struggle, and we've been at tracks where he's not done so far. And he's put on a great show for us, really, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. It looked for quite a while whether that was going to be a hell of a battle, and them asymmetric guys were going to gang up on him, and possibly that would be his run over. But his class showed through at the end, and he's finished quite a way in front of them. Like you say, the asymmetric boys probably didn't help each other out, but you can't take it away from Andrew. That's, like I say, 4 on the trot. And in the TCR field, Kevin Veermont, again, you can't take it away from him. He's driving fantastic. Carl Hardy, through some magic of pit stop wizardry, managed to get up there in second place, and another result, clothing driver David Ayres in third. So, yeah, I think we had a bit of everything in that race, Pete.
Yeah, it was a very exciting race. There were some really close battles. We've got a few people queuing to get in.
Okay, so who would you like first? Would you like Tom Stanley, as he was in there first?
Go on then. Good evening, Tom Stanley. You are live. Please don't swear. Congratulations on your second place. That was exciting, wasn't it?
It was a really good race within the field. Just a shame that my strategy didn't work out by pitting early to try and jump at least one of them. But fortunately, Stuart span round.
Yeah, he did. And the three of you in the asymmetric cars were line astern. Did you have words with one another to say, come on, son, you've had enough now, and let me have a pop at him?
I think our plan was just to try and get away from Adam, because he was still right on us in the back. But if we get rid of him, then we can try and sort Andrew out, but it didn't really work. We just kind of tripped over each other at some points.
Yeah, we noticed that, and we said that just a few minutes ago, actually. And Abdulkadir came back through the field after a bit of an incident, and then Simon Field, he completely lost control, didn't he, on the last corner? And you only just missed him as he came back across the track.
I don't think so.
No, that was Stuart, I think. Pete.
Oh, it was Stuart, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm getting it wrong. We should get some good commentators in here, shouldn't we?
We should try.
We should try, yeah. Yeah, so Stuart had a bit of a moment and rammed it into the wall, and I think he lost quite a lot of time, and you only just missed him, didn't you?
Yeah, I think Stuart said he was about a second and a half slower per lap, so he was struggling near the end of the last how many minutes left to go. Again, Abdul did really well to get back through the pack up to his little spin. I did have a slight moment where I did go wide at the double apex hairpin, but luckily I managed to keep it on the track.
Right, okay. And you must be very pleased with your second place finish there.
I am. It's positive. Started fourth, got second. Feel I'm getting more consistent now within the league. I had a terrible start to the season, but the results are coming quite strong now.
Yeah, definitely. And are you going to be back with us next time out?
Yep, I'm definitely be racing at every single one. It's the interviews that I may not be able to do every single one because I go straight to work after. I'm just on holiday for this and next week, so you may see me next week depending on what the results like.
Right, fair enough. That's a message received and understood, Clyde. We'll talk to him less.
Most definitely, yes.
Yeah. So anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Nah, just thanks to Stuart and Abdul for a little bit of a team practice beforehand this week, and a shame that results didn't go their way entirely, but it's still quite a strong result for all of us.
Right, thank you very much, Tom Stanley.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Okay, we did have Ant Woodward waiting for an interview.
Yeah.
Always, a man of many words, but he seems to have disappeared. So
he might be back. Let's have Kevin.
Let's get our winner in from TCRs. Kevin,
Oh, you go.
welcome to the booth.
Thank you. Good evening.
Congratulations on your win.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Did the race go as you expected, or was that win a surprise to you?
It's not a surprise. I'm training a lot this week, and the very difficult it's tire at the end of the race.
So that win for you should put you top of the standings for the TCR class. Do you
Yes.
think you'll be able to stay there for the rest of the season?
Yes, it's my target, but Crucial it's very fast, and Roberto Ferrari come back next week.
Yeah, we're not sure what happened with Chris because you was putting him under pressure. Then he pitted, and it looked like he took tyres. So we're not sure if that was a mistake on his part or part of his plan. But it gave you the win. So you must be happy that you'd like Chris to take tyres every pit stop.
I'm behind Chris Shaw. I save my fuel and my tire for the rest of the race. And Chris pit very fast. I'm surprised.
Yeah. So next week, you'll be with us again next week.
Next week is Barber.
Yep. Do
Yes.
you like Barber?
I don't know Barber. It's a new track for me.
Okay, that could be interesting. Well, like we said, well done on your first place and going top of the standings in the TCR class. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go, Kevin?
Yes, I would like thanks my new team, Mecha Sport, and my teammate, Mr. Double R, for training this week. And thanks that Stewart and the organization.
Right, well, thanks for joining us in the booth as usual, Kevin. We'll let you go and we'll see you next week.
So see you next week.
Right, so yeah, I was going to get Ant in next, but as he disappeared and came back, he's going to have to wait. So let's bring in Stuart Dick for you. He had an interesting race.
Good evening, Stuart. How are you doing? You are live, so please don't swear. So, you had an eventful race, didn't you? That wall on the inside there on the start-finish straight, that's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's as hard as my head, I think.
You weren't the only one to lose it there. I think everybody who's ever driven motorsport has lost it at that point. But you guys were tracking down Andrew Hopley for a long time at the start, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, first 3 weeks I've been miles off the pace of Andrew, in fairness. So it's nice to have closed that gap a little bit this week. We were hunting him down. I made a terrible mistake going into the pits. I actually went into the pits when I put the limiter off. I was 70 kph, I think I was. So I'm lucky I didn't get a penalty, but that's how we managed to pull away through that section.
Oh, right, I see. And so you had a coming together with a wall. AAA had a coming together. Was that with you going through Moss hairpin? I can't remember. Somebody give him a nudge. Yeah. And Tom Stanley ends up coming out for your teammates anyway, top of the pile and a second place. So not all without something to celebrate. how did you feel the rest of your race went? You must be feel pretty good about the racing, even if you're probably a bit annoyed about losing it on the last turn.
Yeah, like I said, closing the gap to Andrew this week at least is it's happening. Like to see that gap come down a bit. I'd like to have put him under more pressure. Let's say I hoped I was going to jump him across the pit stops, but I screwed that right up. Hopefully, going forward, we can keep up with him because he's head and shoulders above everybody just now. Like,
yeah, somebody needs to provide an answer for the Hopley effect, don't they? And have you got a team boss in that asymmetric team or not?
if there's a boss, it's me, but I don't like being called a boss. I'm just the guy that gets left to organise everything, really.
That's what they all say, isn't it, Clyde?
Yeah, it certainly is. Just a quickie for you, Stu. At the end, you had that damage, and you was obviously a lot slower than the guys behind you, and they caught you. And then there was a bit of a lunge by Simon, a domino effect, and you came out after all that in front of them. So you must owe Simon a thanks, really, for an extra couple of positions.
I did actually say thank you to him and the race because he apologised. I'm like, it's fine with me. I was losing 2 places otherwise. So at that moment I'd actually tried my best to kind of box Simon in so that I was forcing 2 of them round outside of me, so I might have been able to hold them off, but I probably wouldn't have liked. But Simon done me a massive favour there.
Right, so well, I have to say congratulations on a 5th because a 5th is a brilliant result. And is there anyone you'd like to thank at this point?
No, not really, Pete. It's all about me, pal.
We found an honest one. Get in. Right, cheers, Stuart. See you next time out, mate.
Thanks, boys.
Okay, last but not least, then let's bring in Mr. Ant Woodward. Good evening.
Evening, gents.
So, Ant, you continue to do well in your BMW. What is your secret?
Did a bit of practice this week, to be fair.
I don't know. Are you? Does the car suit your driving style? You know, there's a lot of quick drivers out there, and you know you're getting these top 5s, mate, and you're building your points up, and come the end of the season, you're going to be there or thereabouts.
Hope so. I can't really challenge him on pace, unfortunately. I was trying my hardest to stick with him today. I thought I might have had something in the latter stage of the race, but didn't really pay off. Who was that drove past me at the end as well? I was in 3rd place and someone just drove past me.
It was Abdul. We did get
Triple
it. We got it on the commentary, mate. You was gifted 3rd place, and then like 3 seconds later, it was taken away from you.
Yeah, I got a terrible drive out of Moss, and he just drove past me. It was so frustrating. I couldn't even challenge up to the top into the corner there, but no, pretty successful race that one for me.
Yeah, 4th place is not to be scoffed at. Barber next week.
Oh no, is it?
Yeah.
You've got to love a bit of Barber.
No, not really.
I must admit, it's not one of my favourite tracks, but it's tight and twisty. It's you know the racing is going to be close.
It's going to kill the tyres, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you? You know, we're seeing most people not taking tyres.
I was going to ask, did anyone take any today?
I think we see one TCR take tyres. AAA may have, I can't remember. But I think if anywhere you're going to need tyres, it's probably at Barber. So I expect there's going to be lots of varying tactics there. So you're going to get plenty of practice in this weekend?
I'll have to do some testing with that, see what yields the best results.
Okay, mate. Well, let's say congratulations on your 4th place. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Just the team and Never Quit Racing, team sponsors, Sim Mobility, you guys for doing this, and top fans, Stacey and my daughter Evie.
Excellent.
Oh, and Jack. Jack's here tonight as well.
And who's Jack?
Stacey's son.
Excellent. So, hello to Stacey, Jack, and Evie. If you're watching, or if you're watching back later, you've seen your man come home in 4th place. Well done, Ant. We should let you go.
Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.
Catch you again.
Cheers, Ant. That was a good flush.
That was proper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I think we've really done the race summary, haven't we, Pete? You know, there was action. There was Andrew Hopley. You know, we thought maybe the asymmetric guys had got the measure of him, but it wasn't to be. So, yeah, we will wait and see what happens next week. Can Andrew Hopley keep his run going? In the TCRs, we see Kevin Veermont has now gone top of the pile in the standings, so he's driving really, really well. We see some accidents. You know, we don't like to see accidents, but they, you know, they make the racing exciting sometimes. So yeah, and then we look forward to Barber, which is going to be very, very twisty, and yeah, maybe we're going to see the first tyre takers at Barber.
Yeah, I hope so. Tyres are going to be a clear factor in Barber if someone does actually take them. Someone has got to sort that Hopley chap out, because he's in danger of running away with it. I think we've got Bill in the booth as well somehow.
Bill has just joined the booth, yes, but I've had to mute him because there was some heavy breathing going on.
That's hilarious. So yeah, and another exciting race. Another you couldn't predict it, could you? You couldn't write that sort of thing. So it continues to be exciting. I'm really pleased to be broadcasting on this particular set of races.
Yeah, this is certainly turning into a fantastic series. We've got a great bunch of lads driving the cars, you know, and some really, really good shows of sportsmanship. So, Backfire Simsport TV are back on Friday night with our usual European strength of field race in the V8s. And then we will be back same time, same place next week for round 5 of the BSTV GT4 TCR series from Barber. I have been Clyde Whiting. I thank Pete and Sam, the drivers and the viewers. I shall say good night. Let the guys say good night to you, and we shall close the broadcast. See you later, and good night.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Don't miss Barber. It's going to be a blast.
Good night, everybody.